party with a bunch of losers from high school. But dude, this is Brittany Kaiser's house, and I really, really want to fuck her. Dr. Kaiser. Coop and Reamer. We graduated with Brittany.
You graduated?
Of course we graduated, cockbeer.
BASEketball, a movie from 1998, directed by David Zucker and starring South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone. This movie starts out with two friends, Joe Cooper and I think his name is Doug Reamer. And they're at a baseball game, and Reggie Jackson hits a home run, and Joe Cooper catches the ball. And so that inspired him that one day he wants to grow up to be like a big sports star. And then it shows like a brief history of like sports in itself, where like eventually players are traded with each other, and then some teams have like a bigger advantage, they're getting paid more, and eventually it lost like all its fans. So the sports in general just kind of declined. And fast forward to Coop and Reamer as like adults just right outside of high school, actually a little bit older, and they're going to this old high school friend Brittany's like party. Well, not really a friend, but you know, they show up unannounced, and you know, like everyone's just kind of like mocking them because they didn't really do anything with their lives. So anyway, they're like in the driveway, they're just playing basketball. Or actually they're just shooting the basketball and they're not moving, but like they're approached by these two guys and they challenge them to a game of basketball. But they have a little more interesting way to play basketball.
Not that pussy-ass 2-on-2 you guys play in the suburbs.
What, you guys got something better?
Yeah, but it's this new game we picked up in the hood. So what is it? Okay. I shoot from wherever I want, right? And then you have to make that same shot or else you get a letter. You mean like horse? No, it's not like horse. Duh.
So they're playing the game and they're doing what they call psych outs and getting the other player distracted to miss the shot. And so they end up doing like really well in the game. And so like, man, this is like a really cool idea. So they continue to play at their house on the driveway, and then they're approached by a visitor, Kenny, who's wants to shut off their gas.
Oh! Put any runners on base. Yeah, that's a sweet idea.
You lied to me! Again!
All right, I guess the dog's vet appointment's tomorrow. We took the cat in today. Honest mistake, Squeak, sorry.
My name's not Squeak, all right? It's Kenny!
All right, you little bitch. Here, why don't you take a shot?
I want to take a shot. I want to turn off your gas. And don't call me bitch.
So Squeak ends up moving in with them, and he's like a part of their little team. And so they continue to play, and it gains a lot of traction in the neighborhood. And so like the game's getting more and more recognized around like locals. And throughout this whole movie, they totally rip on Squeak, and it's just so funny.
Yo, Tyler, I hear your sister's going out with Squeak.
What?
Mark me down for another psych out.
Hey, I'm not going out with his sister.
Dude, that's the defense. You gotta psych him out.
Yeah, we gotta say totally fucked up shit to make sure the other guy misses.
Oh, right.
But wait a minute. Why's me going out with his sister totally fucked up?
Yo, Pierce, I hear your mom's going out with Squeak. Oh, yes.
So after about 6 months, they catch the eye of this billionaire, Ted Denslow, and he approaches Coop, and he tells them like an opportunity to like make this sport go pro. And Coop was always like a believer of like not, you know, athletes not becoming too famous with egos and all that stuff. And so Ted Denslow agreed with them, and he's just like, yeah, like, you know, everybody can be like equals, like no one gets paid more than the other, like let's make this go pro. So it fast forwards, and you know, it's like a big success, like stadiums are full of fans who are watching the games, and like everything's just going well for Coop and Reamer. And Ted Denslow, he's at one of the games, and his wife is Jenny McCarthy. Not in real life, but I can't remember. Yvette, yeah, that's her name. And so they're at the seats, and he's at one of like the final games. And like while Coop is like trying to make his like last shot at the playoffs or whatever, they're playing against Dallas. And he starts to choke on a hot dog. And it seems like no one's noticing except for Coop. He ends up losing the final game because he notices that Ted's choking, and unfortunately, Ted dies. So they lose the big game, and the Dallas Felons win. And Coop is on his way out, and that's when he meets Jenna, who's the head of the Dream Come True Foundation. She's played by Yasmine Bleeth. And as they're having a conversation, he's interrupted by Reamer, who also flirts with Jenna. And so that kind of annoys Coop. And throughout the whole movie, they do this. They kind of compete against each other for her attention.
Would you mind signing these?
Sure. Oh.
So the next few days go by, and they're at the reading of Ted Denslow's will. And so the owner of the Dallas Felons approaches Yvette, and he tells her that he wants to make changes to the sport so that they all end up making more profits. And so he believes that Ted was going to leave Yvette the team. The Milwaukee Bears is the team that Coop and Reamer are on. And eventually, or it actually goes to Coop. He owns the team. And so that's Baxter's mission from the rest of the movie, is try to convince Coop on how to make changes to the sport. And then also Baxter kind of teams up with Yvette, and throughout the movie he also tells her things hey, my floors could use some recarpeting, and she's literally laying carpet for him. So it's all these sexual innuendos that end up being literal. So after one of the games, Baxter goes up to Coop, and he tells him that he really wants to make changes to the sport, and since he's part owner, he wants him to make a decision. But Coop is very much still against it because it wasn't what Ted believed in.
Later.
Oh, Coop, we're going to be voting next week on making some changes in BASEketball's rules. I want you to tell the others that you're with us.
Why? I think baseball's fine the way it is.
Of course, in some respects. But until we allow teams to move cities, players to change teams, and take advantage of lucrative corporate tie-ins, I'm afraid you and your colleagues are going to have to continue working for...
Chicken poo?
feed. Chicken feed.
So next is just a montage of them going from city to city and performing their crazy psych outs, and each one is more crazy than the last, and it seems to be working because they're winning, and that's how the game is. So it's their psych outs are just psycho. So Coop visits a hospital to meet up with Jenna, who's actually with one of the children for the Dream Come True Foundation, and his name is Joey. And so Coop wants him to hey, what's one thing that you want more than anything in the whole world? And this boy, eventually he says that hey, can I hang out with the team for a day? I would love that so much. And so Jenna is skeptical at first. She's well, I don't know. But Coop's just hell yeah, let's all hang out. And then there's a montage, and of course Reamer and Coop are vying for Jenna's affection. And then in the background it shows Joey mowing the lawn and fixing up a car, doing hard labor. And then eventually they end up all at a bar, and they're all taking shots and getting super drunk, including Joey. And the reason why he's sick is because he needs a liver transplant, which his surgery is scheduled for later that day. And also they all have a game. So they leave the bar really wasted. But before they leave, Reamer's talking to Joey, and Joey's just oh my God, he's the best in the whole world. And Reamer's agreeing, and he's oh yeah, he can hit a home run for you. And hell, he could even hit 2 home runs. And he could even hit 3 home runs. And so Joey's just wow, would you hit 3 home runs for me? And Coop's just yeah. So they're at the game, and of course Coop and Reamer and Squeak, they're all sick because they were drinking. And Like, miraculously, Coop already hit like 2 home runs. And so, like, he's trying to make his 3rd home run. And at the same time, Joey's like in surgery. And eventually, he misses his 3rd home run. And then, like, after the game, they like rush to the hospital to check on Joey. And like, chaos ensues after.
Where do I cut? Start the middle, work your way around. He's a flatliner. Call blue nurse. 17 seasons on his head, all fast. I didn't kill him.
Get out of here.
Cardiac syringe coming through.
Coop is at home, and Jenna actually stops by, and she does tell him that Joey like made it through the surgery with flying colors, everything's fine. And so Coop's just like, oh, thank God. And then they start to talk about Joey and like what his future's looking like, and that, you know, things become a little more intimate. And so like they start kissing, but then they're interrupted by Squeak and Reamer. And so like, you know, Jenna gets startled, so she's just like, you know, rushes off. That's when Coop and Reamer start arguing about Jenna.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Dickhead. You totally fucked me there. Dude, relax. It was just a joke. Dude, why don't you give it up? She doesn't even like you. Oh, and you think she has the hots for you? Shit, Squeak here has a better chance with her than you do.
Hey, you think?
That's low, you son of a bitch.
What? Why's that low?
Dude, I know you're feeling jealous right now, but you can't blame me because I have a sweet ass. I can't help it. Doing the happy dance. Doing the happy dance. Does this thing work? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, this is cool. Here, check it out.
Reamer eventually meets up with Baxter, and Baxter's trying to convince Reamer now to see if Coop can make some changes to the sport to make profits. And so this causes a rift between them because Coop wants to keep everything the same, and Reamer's just like, I can't believe you didn't run this by the rest of the team. Like, we have a say-so, like, in what goes on as well. And so, like, Coop does agree with them, like, hey, I'm sorry, guys, y'all do have a say-so. From now on, y'all are gonna be able to chime in on, you know, any decision. And after one of the games, they're approached by Jenna with some bad news.
We just cried? I think we should. I mean, no one's watching. We won the game. We've got friends. We've got everything.
Will you stop that? I'm not crying because I'm happy. I just got the news. Our funding's been cut. They're gonna close the foundation.
Mr. Kane, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Miss Reed.
Dude, what are you doing here?
Oh, I jet here, I jet there. Anyway, I just wanted to assure you, there's no reason for your girlfriend's foundation to go into Chapter 11, or for that matter, 12, 13, or 14. But I think I may have a solution to her problem. Yeah. Time-tested moneymaker. Every athlete does it.
You want me to have bigger titties?
What? No. It's a clothing line. A Beers clothing line.
Reamer ends up doing a clothing line to get money to save Jenna's foundation, but this ends up like giving him like a big head, and he's like eventually starts to become a sellout. But some bad news is that Baxter is using this clothing line against them because they're actually being made in Calcutta by child laborers. So he's blackmailing them, and he tells them that like this information will go out like if they don't lose the Denslow Cup, like against the Dallas Felons, his team. And so he's telling them like, you need to lose the last game, and this information won't go out. Coop and Reamer get in this huge fight, and then afterwards Coop disappears for like a while because he actually flies to Calcutta to see for himself, like, you know, the child laborers. And so like he's actually going there to turn some things around. Coop changes the way the merch is made by like, you know, hiring adults, and gives them like benefit package, and there's like, you know, childcare offered. So like, you know, eventually the clothing is being made like, you know, the right way. Then Coop flies back home just in time for the Denslow Cup, the finals. And so they start playing and like going against the Dallas Felons, and Baxter's plan didn't work. And on top of that, Yvette eventually breaks up with Baxter because she's like, I cannot stand you. And just when Coop is going to make his like very last winning shot, the ball that he's actually made himself and has used since like the beginning, like flattens out. And so he thinks, he kind of loses his confidence and he thinks he can't make the last winning shot. But then the Dream Come True Foundation like shows up in time. And so Joey pulls out a ball that like he and Jenna made for him. Like, here, here's a ball. And so he uses that ball to make the winning shot. So he shoots his shot and they win the game. And then there's a special visitor at that game, and it's Reggie Jackson.
Thanks, man. But, I gotta tell you, it's because of you that I'm here.
That's nice to know. I brought this for you. I saw some kid try to leave the ballpark with it. You gotta hang on to that. I got the 2 home run balls I hit in the World Series. Some wretched little shit got the 3rd one.
That sucks, dude.
Hey, Coop!
I don't have your fucking ball!
Good luck this year.
Oh, thanks.
So they win the Denslow Cup, and that's the end of the movie. I recommend this movie, especially if you're a fan of like South Park, with a touch of Naked Gun, because David Zucker directed it. It's got that silly slapstick craziness to it. I know I left a lot of stuff out. It's hard to talk about because every scene was just so funny. But yeah, let me know below what your favorite scene is, quote, what your favorite Trey Parker and Matt Stone like movie, feature, whatever. Let me know.
This should keep you warm.
Holy mother of God, he's flatlining. You killed him.
Oh my God!
I didn't kill him. Dude, you missed the 3rd home run and you killed him. No! No, I'm not gonna give up on this kid.
Coop, calm down.
Come on, Joey, come back to me.
Coop, get a hold of yourself.
Coop, no!
Leave me alone! Lamb!